So good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's call with myself and Marius, the Clash of the Titans. This is our second day of where we started yesterday, and today we're wrapping up. Good that we can have these monthly events. We'll see when we can organize the next one again. But yeah, be sure to subscribe to most of the channels on Marius's long-term trades and to small cap big gains. And I'll share some of the links as well into the chat a little bit. Some free groups that you can join as well to stay in touch with the community. And then from there, you can get your needed subscriptions. So this morning, I just want to hand over to Marius to tell us where his algorithm is predicting the cycle for Bitcoin to play out. And then I will take you through a few coin setups and the setups that we had yesterday that we spoke about. So thank you, Marius, over to you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Inus, and welcome to everybody from around the world, wherever you are. We are hoping there's a lot of people here from Australia and also just people that have woken up there in South Africa. Now, the first thing that I'm going to show you quickly, if you are new, is that what you need to do is you need to go to this website here called bitcointaf.com. If you haven't yet subscribed, go here, bitcointaf.com, and just create an account for yourself. You subscribe. However, go and read through the blog posts, get yourself up to date with what is happening in cryptos. There's a bunch of information here. We are busy. We will put a search button in here because there's a lot of blog posts here. But yesterday's event, if you missed it, you can go here today, #1, and you can go and watch that video there. Then also these events here, there's a lot of events here that's coming up, which is TAF token. There's some other events that's going to come up again with Day Trade Masters and also a TAF token and all these kind of things. So keep up to date. These are all free to the public. Okay, so if you subscribe, obviously you are going to get the data that I'm going to show you now. If you look at, for example, in this chart that I show you here now, you'll see we've got on the top, we've got Bitcoin there. And on the bottom here, you can see here where my mouse is, we have a blue line, which is a algorithmic line derived from 17 world stocks, gold and silver. And we've now included also a bit of cryptos in that chart. So what happens is we take the average movement of those coins in a certain algorithmic fashion, and it kicks us out a model that shows us that the market is going to do a certain movement. Okay, now, if you follow with me, you'll see that here is point #2. Let me see if I can make it a little bit shorter or smaller, and then you can actually see the full picture. You can see there's #2 right at the top there. Now, remember, Bitcoin came way from the top. This has got another chart that goes up like that over the long term, and it comes back here into May of 2021. Okay, at that point there, we said to our subscribers that, look, guys, the market is going to drop here, and it's going to take 9 months for the market to drop. Okay. And we started laddering out positions here. The market caught a lot of people off guard there. And even for myself in some positions, it actually broke down a little bit earlier. But nonetheless, we knew the market was going to drop. And we said the market will drop 30%. And then it's going to drop another 30%. And then we said, when we get here on the bottom, we're going to stay on the bottom here for weeks and weeks and weeks. So prepare yourself mentally. And we said that a year ago. Now, remember, we're almost now again at May, April, May. On the 14th of May, that was when the market dropped. 14th of May is about there. So a whole year from that, from the previous top to there. Now, if you look at where we are now, let me just clear the screen quickly again. It's important that you understand it. I'm going to give you a bit of algorithm data free of charge because you decided to be on the call here. And we're going to give you this information. However, just keep it private. We don't want to share it all around the world, you know, because people pay to get this data. We already know what's going to happen more or less on this right-hand side. Is the market going to go up? Is it going to go down? Now, however, what we have predicted was this point #2 is that point #2 there. Number 3A is 3A there, low. And then you can see there's a blue line here on the bottom of my chart. That blue line is that blue line here. See that blue line there? If I look only purely at the algorithm data, this blue line here, then it tells me that we are now at DD. See there, DD, and that we are now at the low. But as always, be prepared. Don't be too annoyed if we drop a little bit lower here and we come and bounce and even break through and even go and settle to 36 perhaps before the market then starts a breakout upwards. However, if we break down, and I want to give you this, just this little bit of bad news, but if we ever break down below this point here, which is about a target of about 34,000. So let's say if the market breaks down and it bounces and it comes around there and it sits there, that is your exit point. Okay, so keep that in mind. But according to the data, you can see it doesn't show it. But still, we need to be smart enough as human beings. We need to beat the system. So we need to look at the upside. We need to look at the potential downside. Okay, so let me take that away and then clean the screen there. You know where the low is. What we believe what is going to happen here is that we could come and bounce again here. But ultimately, in the next week or two, we are going to break that blue line here. See that blue line there? We're going to break that resistance. Then we're going to go upwards here. According to the algorithm data, remember, we are there now. And then we should break into point E and then point EE at about 56. From there onwards, there's a bit of a drop that comes. So if you want to know what happens directly after that, Inus will later on show you where you can get the special combo to get the long-term trade reports as well as the small cap big gains, and he will show you what the difference is. I provide long-term trade analysis, which you trade for about a month, 3, 6, or 12. Small cap big gains contain NFTs, gaming, those kind of coins, but they're also shorter term trades, 14 days, 30 days, and even 60 days. So with that said, we expect the market to go up here to about 56. Now I'm just going to hand it over to Inus. So Inus, if you want to take it further and then show us, there's some really great coins that you showed us in the last day. So over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marius. Excellent. Thanks for that heads up. Always good knowing what is due to happen into the market. So let's go straight through over to a little bit of analysis before we get into some coins. And that's what Marius spoke about. Even though that he's got the algorithm and it does show upside, we human beings, and this indicates why we're human beings, and it measures the fear and the greed index in the overall market. And you can see people, it's back to extreme lows in the 20s. Once we really get to the 50s, where we were last month, where we had a nice upcycle, that's where people get a little bit more confident in the market and commit more dollars to the market, USDT, and some, yes, because you can see some of the indices and everything dropping in that sense, where people are running to the dollar. And here's the dollar chart that I wanted to show. So previously, when we had the highs in the dollar, after that, once it corrected, we had a massive altcoin rally or crypto rally. That was the 2017 into 20th of February 2018. So everyone would have remembered that, the first big altcoin rally. Then the second one from March 2020 up until the 2021 January up until June. But that was the second real big altcoin and crypto rally that we've had. Now recently, the DXY has been very strong. It actually broke the previous resistance. But if this now can find a top, you can see that is a pure blow off top that we're experiencing at the moment. Cannot see how this can just maintain the momentum. So once this turns around, we know what can come next. All those predictions for 100, 150, but we do take it level by level, month by month. We don't run too far in advance, but we know what happened in this cycle here, what crypto did as a whole. And once we can just turn this around and get exhausted, because on most time frames, this is overbought. And we need to actually come down for a correction. You can see where we previously also had big spikes, and all of a sudden the next day just reverses. So it's important. Next week we've got the Fed meeting again. So that's where the interest rates will be implemented for additional 0.5% basis points. And then Jerome Powell will be having his meetings again with a future outlook regarding inflation. So perhaps it comes to a point where they curb inflation a little bit in the market, and the people get a little bit fear off, and go on to risk on assets again. So that's very important for us to keep an eye on. So let's get into some of the coins for the day. So the first one is Steam. It's ranked just below 200, 193 on CoinMarketCap. So it is a social blockchain that grows communities and makes immediate revenue streams possible for users by rewarding them by sharing content. So I've had Stream, actually, that was also one of the coins I wanted to share yesterday, but then we already had the spike overnight. So this pattern is looking great. It is part of a bigger consolidation pattern coming back for a few months. You can see here since actually May 2021. So this pattern has been consolidating, and in between you've got these nice rallies. So it can extend into the future as well. But if we get a strong break now, they had a listing on a nice exchange yesterday. So if we can get this break to the upside, these are the sort of targets that we can see and experience. If it doesn't, this is a nice buy area for Steam. And it may actually then go on a little bit longer into July. So we're preempting a break to the upside. All the indicators are looking good. We had bullish divergence there. The moving averages are looking well as well, finding supports, and it's looking good versus Bitcoin. So we're at that spike, it's coming down, finding that resistance currently. And if we can get anywhere back into the buy zone, these should be the upside targets. And I'll also share this in our free channel as well. And then the next one is the Secret Network. They ranked 93rd CoinMarketCap. And the Secret Network is a blockchain with customizable privacy. They've got a lot of different investors as well, and they've already built quite a nice ecosystem with games and dApps and DEXs. So that's quite nice. Here we go. Communication tools, games, a lot of big ecosystem. They've got DeFi projects on there already. So Secret is looking very nice. Let's just zoom out slightly so you can see the pattern, what's happening. Once they had a break from a low, that was the first nice rally that we've experienced, which I showed on the DXY as well. So these guys went up close to 1,200% in a matter of 100 days. So now it's consolidating into this pattern. And if you look, when it reaches these lows, every time it can do a high, retest the top part, 144%. If you measure for that move, for the lows to the highs was 152%. And now where do we find ourselves? Right again at the bottom of the structure. So it's been holding on to nice support, and that was a nice buy area. And now if we take it from these levels back to there, if it breaks and does the same spike, we can see there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if we can get to 112%, that would be good, but we're working on a little bit of the shorter time frame targets first. So now that the coin already spiked since yesterday, you can either buy a break of trend, which will be confirmation of the trend change and the coin is going to move forward, buy the retest, and then just ride it up. If you commit, and that's a nice thing about small cap big gains, we trade on a period of about 7 days to 30, up to 60 days sometimes, where we track a coin to see that we can get to these specific targets, that they outperform Bitcoin, and that you can bank those profits. And be sure that you at least take 20% or at least your first 20%, or break it up into thirds as you take your profits. So when you get to the highs of about maybe T3, T4, you can take it in the middle, your last profits, and then we'll reassess for higher targets. And if you get strong momentum to the upside, you can get that push to 112%. Probably by there, you should already be 60% out of your bag that you bought at the bottom. Also, just as long as you can protect your capital or increase your stop losses and then just ride it up higher. In these markets where it's a little bit volatile with Bitcoin, finding these specific gems that's going to outperform, you need to make sure that you take your profits, because the majority of the market is governed by Bitcoin and the fear and the greed index as well. So when you get these breaks and these nice upsides, please do take and lock in your profits. So let's just have a look on what happened yesterday with 0x. So we just exactly where Secret Network is now just before the breakout. Yesterday, it was also just before the breakout. So we have the break already. We already at one of the first targets. You can see it's finding some resistance. But anything, if it gets to a retest of that, which is now support line, that can be an add-on level. I do think these targets will play out. That's looking really good. And then Kyber Networks is just hovering and going up slowly but surely. This is a coin that's just going to take its time and just continue to move upwards. It may take right into this parallel channel while it goes up and only hit that T6 target around about the 3rd of June if we follow this parallel channel. And it hasn't really had a spike out of this channel strongly as yet. If it does, you can be sure that these targets will be reached very quickly. For now, the time being, it is up. Let me just quickly see previously. Okay, now it's flat. It was up 0.8% previously for the day, but that's looking good. And just adding to positions once it gets into these re-entry zones, you can DCA as first, and also if it goes below 474, the next buy zone would be at the lower part of this channel. Anytime if this channel is invalidated, then we can see that complete trend is changing. Then just having a look quickly at Bitcoin. So it is also up. We had the lows, we had the retest. There was the falling wedge that Marius is speaking about, that key line. So very key in the short term for us, $40,000 for Bitcoin, 41,000. There's the next resistance. You can see that line coming over there. That was support or resistance, previously resistance, then it became support. So you can see how this specific line there is very key in our world in Bitcoin. So 41,000. And then the next one on the 6 hour, the 200 MA, you can see how it's specifically on that $42,000 level as well. So if we can get above these specific targets as resistances, that will flip very bullish for the entire market. That can take us up to the higher parts of this channel. But there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but that's exciting. That's why we also look at this one as protection anywhere in your basket of strategies as a trader. When we get down now into this buy zones, this is a Bitcoin down, you can get these 3x up and down points on FTX or on Binance. If you want to take advantage and maybe do some protection for your portfolio, you can buy one of these coins. But let's first see, at the moment, Bitcoin does look strong. It is keeping the momentum. So these two will obviously work in direct opposites with each other. If this breaks down, which I would much rather want to see this invalidated and it doesn't play out at all, we can see Bitcoin just continue up higher. And then the rest of the crypto market, the fear and greed, everything will be in a much better space for the market to have a nice rally. And then the fear and greed can come to 50 and everyone can just commit their money into the crypto market for this test to the 50 odd level. If we'd ever get there, if we only do an event next month again, we will be around these levels at about 53. And then, yeah, that will be a very key level for us to get to before we head up lower. But the time cycle, the time is really now to get into these markets. As Marius mentions, head over to Bitcoin TAF, subscribe, get the person that invited you to today's call, subscribe at Bitcoin TAF, sign up, and then you'll get to your product page. You can go to small cap big gains. And once you're there, you can use one of our discount codes at the moment, which is Titans. So you can use the 6 months or the 12 months membership. I'll just quickly show you. Once you type in Titans here, you'll apply your 10% discount coupon code on the 6 or the 12 months. But if you want to take advantage of the long-term trades and small cap big gains, where I'm more from the 7-day period to about 30 up to 45, 60, depending on the time cycle on that coin. And where Marius is the longer term trade reports, the Titan 12 and the Titan 6 is a perfect combo really for a 6 months or a 12 months membership for $420 or $801. And then for small cap big gains, we do these weekly reports. So you'll get a weekly report where we discuss the overall market and some of the coins that we looking at. And just quickly also perhaps show you right here for all the new members. Once you've purchased your product, you log into your dashboard, you join our Telegram channel. We've got a Telegram channel where we communicate all our coin picks, any updates, any hot coins that's going to run, outperform the market. Under documents is our reports, and under events, you will find all our past events. This is the one we had yesterday. So every week we will upload the new events up here that you can log into our webinars. Yes, all the recordings. So we're there as a community and as a team to assist you and guide everyone that's new into the market, from complete newbies to more advanced users. Everyone's welcome. And we do take questions and assist the community as much as possible. So yes, so that's it really from my side. I just want to thank everyone for joining. This has been an amazing 2 days. We'll share these videos again on Bitcoin TAF. You'll be able to find them on the blog side of the business, and also by new events. So always make sure that you go and register your account so that you can be up to date with what events we've got upcoming. And yes, that's it all from my side. Anything that you want to close off, Marius?
Wow, Inus, you have given so much information there. I actually want to cut out half of that info. No, there's a lot of info there. You know, people should be really happy with that. You know, it is the only thing that I can say is we shouldn't make things complicated. We should just be patient. There's 2 words I like to say. You have to be patient and kind of like disciplined. You know, in the sense that there's nothing really to fear, because remember, the market has not yet broken down. And while the market is not breaking down, now remember, we had a scare here. If you look at this, as a scare there, and we said to our members, buy. I said, no, listen, buy. I said, buy. I'm saying the same here again.
Exactly.
Okay, without giving financial advice. Now, what can happen, and the market likes to do that with us. It will go up and it'll try to play with your emotions. You know it, I know it. We've been talking about that so many times, where we have our members online say, guys, just take your tissues, wipe off the tears. It doesn't matter. The market will come down, and maybe another stab through, because look at that stab there, you know, like a wick. And then what happens here, Inus, how many times have we seen it? People exit. And then the market just comes back so quick, and suddenly you have a vertical spike. And those people that sold you are scared to get back in the market. So guys, you have to be patient, but also disciplined. If you have a stop loss, you set your stop loss, you look at the report that Inus provides. In that report, there's certain areas where you get out. If you have that report, you will know what to do. You simply follow that. So in saying that, just to close down for myself here, I believe that this market here is going to break out in the next week or 2. We just need to be patient. The weekends are always difficult. Like Inus said when we started here, the Thursday, Friday, man, I tell you what, that will rock your boat. So just be strong. Have a look at what the market is going to do. Keep in touch with our channels here at Bitcoin TAF, and read and make sure you study that report that Inus has, as well as my report, the long-term trade, as well as small cap big gains. Over to you. Thank you, Inus.
Thanks so much, Marius. So yes, that's the end for the 2-day calls. We'll update them, and we're looking forward to seeing you on the inside for more crypto discussions and analysis. And this is really the time to take advantage of this, because these cycles do happen fast. You can see previously on Marius's report there on his screen, that cycle that we had from middle of March into the end of April, 15 days, there was coins that spiked 200%. So if you quick in this time, and we can see we're exactly at the bottom again, there's coins that can spike 200, 300, 500% in the next coming days. Bitcoin only needs to move 10% for coins to do 100 to 200% gains. So this is really the time. You need to be disciplined with your money, invest in education, and make sure that you're in the cycle with the next few months with Bitcoin TAF. And we're going to have lots of fun, and we'll still be for a very long time. So we want to take everyone along with this journey. Okay, awesome. Thanks everybody. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Inus. Thank you, everybody.
Thursday afternoon. Bye.
Awesome.
There has never been a better or more critical time to become a member. Make the move now to small cap big gains. Your portfolio will thank you for it.